Hi guys, I've come back on. I'm doing a little show and tell, I guess, of some books and stuff that I picked up today from a lady in Parks. She's selling off all her old books, so I bought a few and I just wanted to show you some of the ones that I got. Okay, so this book here is called The Chronicles of Avonlea, and it's actually got a date in it of 1959. You can tell how old it is just by the colouring of the pages. And I don't know if it's right because I haven't read the actual book. We haven't read this book, but I thought The Chronicles of Avonlea was like Anne of Green Gables. It could be. No, this one's Pollyanna. So I don't know whether that's the precursor to Anne of Green Gables, but so I've got that one. This is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. So as you can see, like, they're all really old just by the colouring of the pages. This one's called Pride and Prejudice from Jane Austen. Look at how yellow some of these pages are in here. This lady had 4 rooms filled with books, so I might have to even go back and get some more. And they're all old books. This one's called Jill Investigates. And I thought, like, you know, I'd use them for crafting. But I don't think that I will be. Now, this one here is called Good Wives. It's by Louisa May Alcott. And it's the follow-on to Little Women, which is also in this pile. So this one here is dated 1967. And I'm not sure what time this one's dated. If it is dated, because some of them have names and that in the front and some don't. No, it's not dated, this one. Yes, I thought I'd use them for craft, but I don't think that I will. I think that they're too good books, like the books are too good and they're really vintage to sort of, like, you know, pull apart and use. Now, this book here, this is from Walt Disney, and it's called Annette Mystery at the Medicine Wheel. Now, this is Annette Funicello. She was one of the original Mouseketeers. And I kind of knew her face as soon as I saw the book. But there's no date. Oh, yes, there is. 1968. This one's called What Katie Did. This is a vintage Alice in Wonderland book. And as you can see, it is very, very old. It's actually Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. So it's actually the 2 books in one. And it is so old. There's no date on it, but doesn't even tell you the year that it was published. Oh, hang on, I might do down here. Made and printed in Great Britain by Purnell and Sons Limited, Poulton, Somerset and London, but it doesn't say what year. But it's old, but you can just tell it's old by the looks of the pages. So this is also What Katie Did. Now there's another one of those here. It's exactly the same book, so I've actually had a look in on the inside, yet there's 2 different covers by the same author. But they're different sizes. And this is What Katie Did at School. This one's dated 1959. This one's Mary and Jane Camp Out, and this one's dated 1958. Okay, so this one's, there's another Little Women book here. This is also by Louisa May Alcott, and it's also old, as you can tell by the colour of the pages. There's no date in the front of that one, I don't think. So this is Heidi's Children. This is Heidi Grows Up. This one also goes on to what Katie did, is what Katie did next. The Rising of the Larks. No date in that one. This is the Bobbsey Twins on a Bicycle Trip, which is also very old. Blackbird Patrol, which is a pirate, obviously a pirate one. Journey to the Centre of the Earth, Jules Verne. I don't know if there's a date on this one. No, there's not, I don't think. This is another vintage Alice in Wonderland book. I'm not sure if this has a date on it either. But it's also Through the Looking Glass and Alice in Wonderland. Now this is also Little Men, which is also follows on with the Little Women one by Louisa May Alcott. Now, I'll just read that one. So in this pile I got Heidi, which is dated 1962. Heidi Grows Up, I'm not sure if that's got a date on it, 1959. And then this one is also dated 1959, which is Heidi's Children. Then I've got Ivanhoe, which is Sir Walter Scott. Treasure Island, Ben-Hur, Huckleberry Finn, Last of the Mohicans, Tom Sawyer. I'll just move those out of the way because I'm running out of room. Put them back over there. Don't fall. And then I got these ones as well, which is Rin Tin Tin. Now I remember as a kid I used to watch this on TV. Which was a long time ago. And this one is the sports book for girls, which is really old. There's no, I don't think there's any actual date on this one. But look at the colour of the pages and the font. That's just really cool. Not that I would cut them up and use them, because I just think, why would you do that? They've lasted that long. Why would you do that? But anyway, that's what I bought them for. But whether I'll use them for that or not. And then the lady said, oh, she said, there's a box of just bits and pieces there. She said, you can have these. So this is what was in it, and I'm so happy I said yes, I'd take it, because it's got all, as you can see, the pages are really old, and these ones I will use in craft because the pages are really yellow, but there's a lot of old advertising in some of these ones that I've picked up. So this one, there's just a couple of old pages of that. So this one here is, see, there's a lot of all this advertising, you know, pages and pages of advertising, and which is just awesome. And the pages are just so yellow, which is really cool. So I'll have no problem in you know, using those ones. This one's not quite, this one's nowhere near as yellow as the other one, so, but it is still very old. Having said that, I mean, you can just tell by some of these things that are on there, all the advertising and stuff that's in there, which is really cool. This one's called Snappy Stories, which is just all different stories from different authors. There's actually one, I'm not sure if it's this one actually. There's another little one which has got lots of advertising in it, and just little short stories, old recipes, and this one here's another little book, but there's some, like, lots of vintage pictures. This one's called Windsor. So it has lots of advertising, but it has lots of vintage pictures and papers and short stories. And lots of different advertising. And this one's called, this is by Rudyard Kipling. So there's lots of advertising in this one. So the advertising is just awesome because, as I said, like, we can use that in the craft. Now there's a whole heap of these. This is the Australasian Bird Lover. Now this is 1957. October 1957, September 1957. There's 3 of these books that were Bank of New South Wales Savings Bank. I used to be with them when I was a kid when I went to school. So they have the Australian birds in them. But these are all the Australasian Bird Lover. So like, yeah, so they're sort of all typed out. They're not like, you know, like ones today. They're just all, it's all typed. And look at the colour of those pages. Old pictures. So there's a couple of those. This one here is called Pixie and Dixie Fun Album, which is actually a comic strip. I'm not sure whether this was a precursor to Tom and Jerry, because only there's two mice in this one. This one's Flight 714, The Adventures of Tintin. And this is actually a comic strip too. It was reprinted. It was first published in 1968, but it was republished in 1975. So it's not as old as some of the other books. Now I don't know what this book's called because it's just sheets. So there's like advertising on some of these sheets. There's like vintage pictures. This one here is just like, you know, vintage advertising, vintage pictures, short stories. This book was the one that was on the top. It's got a Winnie the Pooh story by A.A. Milne. So this is called the Dune. It doesn't say when it was actually published, this book, but it actually has the Winnie the Pooh. Hang on a minute, I've just got to go and pause that. Wait a second. Sorry about that. I had my TV, which has got YouTube on it at the moment. I had that paused so that there was no music and everything else on here, and it decided to. So this must be the original before it actually became a book. That is so cool. That is quite cute. And there's another couple of these books. So 1958, this is March, May, November 57, July 57, May 57, June 57. But I just love the colour of the pages and the old advertising and stuff that is in them, and just the way it's written is really cool. So that's my little book haul. I hope you enjoyed having a look at that. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with them all yet, but I think a lot of them will actually be going away because I think they're worth too much to cut up. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll come back and do some more later on. Okay guys, thanks, bye.